Now we go to our first pre-final of the season. It's Micromax. Let's have a look at the starting grid. Max Moore starts from pole position. We'll have Conor Halfer alongside on the front row. Maximilian Kiel and Tristan Abeels round out the top two rows. Ryan Rampadanath, despite having a virus, still competing. Was very, very tired after qualifying yesterday night. Had a chat with his dad about that and said he was already asleep at about 8 o'clock at night. Rampadanath will be joined by Julius Grabau on row 3. Dimitar Lazarov and Leon Herboz ran out row 4 with Jesse Moonen and Noah Stayholder rounding out the top 10. Bruce Chirino and Leonard Kirster round out the penultimate row of the grid. Kirster given a 3-place penalty for an out-of-position front bumper last night. And rounding out the grid will be Niki Naruhito Tomase and Didi Dedale, that both were excluded for a technical non-conformity post-qualifying. And they round out the grid. So, as with the first of the 3 senior Rotax heats that we've had already here at the season opener for the Dutch Rotax KZ2 and KZ2 Masters Championship powered by Chrono Karting, we will have, I'm sure, some exciting racing from the youngest members of the Rotax racing family. So they start to make their way through into turn 8 and are already starting to line up in formation. So 10 minutes on the timer, plus 2 additional laps for the first pre-final for Micromax and also the Micromax rookies. The red lights are on the gantry as the field starts to make its way through and exit out of turn number 12. Into the tram lines, revs rise, lights are not going out, another full start as we go round for another lap of the circuit here at Karting Genk. So all 14 drivers look to be in a very, very solid and compacted formation as they make their way down in towards turn 10. So Max Moore on pole position, Conor Halfer alongside on the front row. As the field now will make its way past the point of no return. So the drivers exit out of the final corner. Let's see what happens this time. Red lights are on, and it's another full start in rapid succession. One driver frustratingly banging the right-hand side of the steering wheel. So what this now means is that you might be wondering why the timer is still counting. If there is a second full start, the timer will count down, and the red flag has now been shown. Red flag has now been shown at the start-finish straight I've just seen at Marshall Post number 1, and that's now going circuit-wide. So 2 full starts, and that normally does mean that the race director will have to have a word with the drivers out onto the circuit. The timer is counting down as we speak. So effectively, this is the rule, this is the regulation as per chrono karting. If there is 2 full starts, we have a red flag, the timer will continue to tick away. So it is always down to the responsibility of the drivers to be in formation. So there is a discussion being had with Max Moore, I believe, our pole sitter in the number 18. So the race director will, of course, say to them, this is what is expected of you at terms of the start. So, as I say, the timer will continue to tick down, and this will be all the way through the season. In other championships that I've commentated on, it's 2 full starts, red flag, full reset. So now the drivers are sent on their way, so there will be less of an opportunity for getting your, if you're at the back end of the field and you were thinking, well, maybe I've got the pace, pace in the chassis underneath me, you've now got less time to try and make your way forward. So this is going to be a new start, but of course the timer will be a lot further along. So the drivers now will come out of the final corner. Maybe third time's a charm. Revs rise. Lights are on. Lights are out this time. We are underway with 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Nearly 3 abreast going into turns 1 and 2. Max Moore leads the field through the first couple of corners as it was 4 wide coming out of turn number 2. A couple of drivers going around the outside at turns 3 and 4. A couple of which look to be a couple of the CRGs. There's a nice little move by, I think that might have been the number 90, Didi Didale, who started at the back end of the field and looks to be quite a further way up and is gunning for, that's 5th position. So already that's 9 positions gained by Didi Didale, who started at the back end of the field. A bit of side-by-side going through turn number 10. Switchback attempt, I think that was Maximilian Kiel just coming through on Tristan Abeels. No, that was Conor Halfer. Oh, well, Conor Halfer now is right. Well, Maximilian Kiel is up with Max Moore. Conor Halfer up to P3, having made that move on Tristan Abeels through into turn 2. Didale is now with them, so that's a 3-kart race for P3. Abeels goes tighter on the apex through turn 6 onto the Europolan as Maximilian Kiel looking towards the inside into the braking zone for turn 7. But Max Moore shuts the door. This allows the opportunity for Conor Halfer to get through at turn 8 by next to no room at all. And then Didale throws it round the outside at turn 9. Incredible momentum carry. As it's going to get a bit close for comfort between Maximilian Kiel and Tristan Abeels as they were just coming out of turn number 11. 3 karts squabbling just behind the likes of Lazarov, Rambadarath and Cabal. As Max Moore now has nearly a 1-second lead over the pair of Didale and Halfer as the number 90 gets through on the 78 for 2nd place. Tristan Abeels being chased down by Maximilian Kiel. for fourth. So Didi Dadale now up 12 places from last on the grid, as Conor Halfer was looking very, very late on the brakes through into turn 7. Managed to keep himself and Dadale out of harm's way, but is being caught by Tristan Abils, who's looking to park it on the inside through at turn 10. And the number 9 gets through for P3, but Halfer was very quick to counter-attack through turn 11. Tried to go for the inside line, which would have put the German on the back foot coming into turn 12. But Max Moore, just keeping the head down, getting on with the business at hand, has a 7/10 of a second advantage over Dadale. And there is Maximilian Kiel looking up the inside of Conor Halfer going through into turn 2. Halfer defends quite sternly and keeps the position. Takes a stern defensive line into turn 3 as they're out of turn 5 and heading once again down the Europalan. Maximilian Kiel in the wheel tracks of Conor Halfer. Bumping over the curbs through into the turn 7 chicane was Halfer, but still kept ahead of Kiel. Julius Carbal now up to 7th. Dimitar Lazarov in 8th. Niki Naruhito Tomase rounds out the top 9 with Elena Costa completing the top 10. Just under 3 minutes to go. And Max Moore trying to expand that lead. But Dadale, fastest of anybody, 1 minute 4.601 on the previous lap. 1 minute 4.314 for Max Moore. Gap now nearly a second. Kiel again trying to get the momentum carry through into turn 2 on Halfer. Unfortunately, for the number 23, there was not enough room to make the move work. And might try to go for a lunge into turn 6, thinks better of it, stays behind. And there's Ryan Rampadarath, the Mini Rookie Champions Winter Trophy winner 2 weeks ago here at this circuit. Maximilian Kiel trying everything in the playbook to get past Conor Halfer, but nothing's working at the moment for the number 23. Running with the number 23, running with 42 competition. One of the people involved in that, Andreas Keynes. And this could be the opportunity. There is a change for 4th. Kiel through on Halfer. And now Halfer starts to come back at the number 23. Will be alongside. Will he nose ahead into turn 2? That is a yes, but runs a little bit deep. Kiel retakes the position. Goes tighter on the apex. A little bit of a squabble, four-way squabble at the back end of the field as they just come through turn 2. With 1 minute and 15 still to go, plus 2 additional laps. Max Moore's lead now expands to just over 1.15 seconds. After 6 laps of racing, we're on to lap 7. Briefly in shot, we saw Leonard Costa in the 44, ahead of Jesse Moonen, Noah Steyhouder, and Bruce Chirino. As we come into the final minute, and then the additional 2 laps will be added. But there is going to be a change. That is Tristan Abils, who's just had Maximilian Kiel up the inside through at turn 2. And the German takes 3rd position. Great work there by Maximilian Kiel to get the job nice and clean. It was exactly a 1/10 of a second behind, but Abils comes back at the number 23 through turn 6. But Kiel is going to get the inside line, gets ahead of the number 9 into turn 7. As our race leader, Max Moore, now goes into turn number 9, and the timer has expired. So we'll have 2 more laps to go. So Max Moore's lead with 2 laps remaining is just shy of 2.4 seconds. Dedale, Kiel, Abils and Haufer round out the top 5. Dimitar Lazarov in 6, Ryan Rampadarath and Niki Naruhito Tomase ran at the top 8. Tomase up 5 places from 13th. Julius Carbal rounds out the top 10, having got past Lennart Köster, as there is a bit of a scramble. 3 carts alongside each other, Carbal being one of them, Köster and Stehalder. They were 3 wide coming into turn 7 off of the Europlan. The big question is who was the one that made it through. Might have been, I think, Stehalder that got through first and had the inside line down into turn number 7. But we got the final lap board coming out for the Micromax pre-final, and Max Moore comfortably away and clear. But the battle for second quite clearly heating up. Dedale, Kiel, Abils and Haufer round out the top 5. Maximilian Kiel was just over 0.3 of a second adrift of the number 90 from Belgium, but now is getting a real head of steam and speed going through into turn 5. This could give Maximilian Kiel the opportunity to go through. Up the inside goes the 23. Is going to go wheel to wheel with Didi Dedale, and into turn 7. The number 23 from 42 competition gets through for second place. Again, this is just allowing Max Moore to canter away into the distance. And there's a, oh no, that was a bit of a late send there from Dedale. Caught out Kiel, touched the left rear. And now that has brought back in Abils and Haufer. As Abils runs deep into turn 10, accidentally goes off onto the runoff area. But at this particular moment in time, Max Moore will pick up the win in the Micromax pre-final. Didi Dedale will take second, Conor Haufer will take third. Fourth goes to Dimitar Lazarov. Tristan Abils takes fifth. Maximilian Kiel will end up sixth at that occasion. As we have someone doing a 360 and somebody else also ending up spinning. Lennart Köster being one of them and Bruce Chirino being the other. Well, I think it was Jesse Moonen. Bruce Chirino crosses the line, but Max Moore picks up the victory by nearly 5.2 seconds after 10 laps of the Micromax pre-final. Didi Dedale second ahead of Conor Haufer. Dimitar Lazarov rounds out the top 4 ahead of Tristan Abils and Maximilian Kiel. Niki Naruhito Tomase, Ryan Rampadarath, Leon Herbos, and now Stehalder round out the top 10. Julius Carbal, Jesse Moonen, and Lennart Köster ran at the top 13, with Bruce Chirino rounding out the 14 drivers, all completing the distance of 10 laps of racing.